You are tuned in to What a Baltimore Online Radio. Please note that the views and opinions expressed are of the host and not of Lady J Media. Thank you and enjoy the show. Hey, how you doing? Oh, I can't complain, but I'm still a man. Black man, I am. I lived in a land, I built things by hand. Our families were taken, our identities mistaken. Hundreds of years we shed many tears. Although it appears that our culture doesn't respect us. All right. What's happening, people? Welcome to Spitfire Poetry Shutdown. I am your host, John Hansboro. My brother Kevin Curry. He's over there somewhere. I'm sure he's doing something. We got a special show for y'all tonight. We got our sister, author, Poetless Shakespeare in the building. We're gonna chop it up with her, talk about what she got going on. If you are from this city and you follow poetry, you definitely know who she is, I'm sure. She's a wonderful poet, good friend. I treat her like my little sister, and I'm very happy to have her on today. Definitely. How you doing, Kevin?
Man, you know what it is. It is what it is, man. We about to get into that DNA. That's what it is. Get into the DNA. There's a lot. We got to check the DNA out here, man. It's a lot going on.
It's a whole lot going on. How you doing, sis? It's so good to have you on. How are you?
I am blessed. Thank you for having me. Seems like I haven't seen you guys in forever.
Yeah, it's been a minute. It's been a minute. Y'all make sure y'all go and get my sister's book, DNA. It's on Amazon right now. You can hit her up on Facebook, hit me up. I'll make sure she can get it to you. You definitely want to check this book out.
Yes, indeed.
Very good. Very good book. Wow.
Never assume. Don't assume. And see that I love the title. Right. We're gonna get into it because it just don't assume. Judge a book by its cover. What's your truth? Is it their truth? Anyway.
Absolutely.
Whose truth is it? But it's somebody's truth.
It's somebody's.
Right. So we're just gonna go ahead and get into it, man. We're gonna let my sister start off with a poem before we start rapping and talking and everything and catching up. So whenever you're ready, sis, you can kick it off whatever you want. You know, on this show is no holds barred, so
all right.
We go in on it. You already know that. We go in.
Right. For as long as I can remember, I have been sitting and standing at the pulpit, hoping you will hear my plea. I'm not sure if they went on death's edge because of my sin. Have your word tasting kind of sour, but I know there's some truth in what you have to say in this power. I'm not understanding the difference between a true lie and a black lie, but I know they're all lies. But somehow, your word has always brought me back to your fire. I have always been scared to go through your fire because I know through your fire there's a creation that's waiting for me at the other end of that door. But if I just patiently wait, you will nudge me in. Creating me a new heart, Jesus, and a new soul that only you can provide, and your word will stimulate my mind and my cells because we work as one. I have not always been obedient to your word, and yes, this is true. And I don't know the last time I have confessed, get alone, even mention your name, but I know I have been correcting it wrong, and I've asked you to correct my tongue. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. In peace.
Amen. That's a perfect way to start off, too, because we all need, I need to hold my tongue sometimes. I ain't lying. Man.
What was your inspiration for that piece in reference to, because you talk about go ahead.
It's just like everything that's been going on personally in my life, and sometimes I have to reflect on my own wrongdoings in order for me to see my right, and with so many people, it's like everything is just up in the air right now. Nobody don't know what to do. Nobody don't know what to believe, but yet everything has a starting point, and we have not went back to that starting point, which is Jesus. We are always trying to get to the end, but you can't have an end without a beginning. So that's where they came from.
Wow. You know what? Me and my sister here, we got something in common that I noticed when I first met her. You know, when it comes to our poetry, we like to be free in it. And I know I was anyway when I met her. I was having an issue with like being able to share and still being a part of a church and very relevant in the church and things of that nature. And I wanted to be able to express myself and share things that I thought needed to be said, you know what I mean?
Right.
And I struggled for a while, you know, before I was able to do that.
Right.
What was
Right.
that like
Right.
for you? What was that like for you, Poetless, when you was doing when you know when you go to different places or churches or do your poetry?
It's kind of hard. The last matter of fact, the last church event I went to was supposed to be a back to school event. It was the same night you had your Spitfire event, and I was a little late getting to.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember me coming in. I was even on the park a lot. You can just feel the negative energy. You can just feel it. And I'm like, I'm about to turn back around because you know me. I'm not the one for all that negative vibes and everything. You know, I keep it peaceful and humble. You know, but
Right.
something just kept on saying, just go, just go. So the piece that I had attended on doing was for children going back to school and what they would have to face, you know, like the bullying and all. So I'm sitting there first. When I get to the door, I'm asking the ushers. Let's get that out the way. The ushers. I said, hey, you know, how you doing, sisters? Mm. Like, what's all that ask you for? You know. So I'm like, I'm here for the event. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. We don't know nothing about the event. Just going in there. I'm like, okay. Steps in. Then a dance ministry. I seen somebody from the dance ministry. Same attitude. Okay. The thing that made me mad the most is when they mispronounced my name and the gentleman said, oh, we're gonna go on anyway. She know her name. I said, oh, okay, Jesus.
Right.
So y'all know I go off my head. You know, I come up with a poem real quick, no thinking about it. So I was sitting there and something just kept on saying, be who you are. Be true in your words right now. You in church, so you can't lie. So I
Right.
got up. I didn't even get the mic. Y'all know I don't use no mic half the time unless I really have to. The first words that came out of my mouth was, I apologize if my sins have offended your holiness. And I said that I was coming down the aisle, and they just looked at me. And after I got finished, they were like, okay, you can go now. They escorted me on out. I said, oh, okay. It's not your house to put me out of anyway, but all right, I'll leave. And when I got out there, the lady said, you know what? You done ruffled some feathers and you done upturned some hats because they need to hear it. I said that wasn't even the form I was supposed to do. But I've noticed a lot of Christians, they will, you know, lay you on the cross and nail you down for your sins. So I get that a lot. They don't want me to be myself, and I gotta, you know.
I definitely understand. You know, it's
So
a
I get
lot
that a
that
lot.
comes with
Why I have to
it's a
hold
lot
my
that,
tongue.
right. It's a lot that comes with being a poet, you know what I mean? And I believe that we should speak our truth, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
So I know you got something else for me. What else you got going? I know you got another. You got. I mean, first of all, I don't know if anybody knows. Poetless is the first poet that I met that does freestyle poetry. Like I never really
I do.
experienced that. You know what I mean? You were the first one to do that.
I am. I am. And I don't use no microphone either. I think I'm like one of the only who don't use no mic.
Right. Absolutely. So what else you got for us, sis? I know I need some more fire. I know you got something.
Ah, let me
John.
see. What do I have? Oh. I have counted every prescription till its fullest, but none of them can express my true emotions. I have a blood pressure pill that will lower your blood pressure less than 3.5 seconds and have you feeling like a new person. I have an Advil pill that I can prescribe for you just to make your headache go away before you even feel it coming. I have everything imaginable, but still I cannot express my feelings. There's not a pill for that because see, when you start expressing your feelings, then you have to worry about the street thing. Expressing your feelings become where you start feeling better and you feel better about yourself.
Did she freeze up a little bit? I think her Wi-Fi was acting up a little.
Think she froze just a little bit.
To be Get off. Oh no, you're not connected.
There you go. You good. You good. Yeah. You good now, sis. Can you hear me?
We back?
Yeah, we good.
Yeah, we can see you now. Yeah, we can hear you now.
Hold up. I'm trying to get my internet to come on.
You're expressing your feelings, girl. Go ahead.
Can y'all? Oh, can y'all hear me? Because I went off for a minute. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
we
can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. There's something that has to be said about not getting the right prescription at the right time. You have everything imaginable. I think that's why I hate being a pharmacy technician, because everybody depends on me to make them feel right. I kind of like your pusher. I push everything to you except for the truth, because like I said, you have those side effects. You have no friends after you talk. If I would tell you how I feel, that I have a risk of you judging me, so I don't tell you. You have to watch out for the side effects. Nobody tells you that life is worth anything more than what it's supposed to be, unless you really look deep into who you're supposed to be. So before you take another pill, make sure you read your side effects and your warning labels. It just might go deeper than what you think than just a minor upset stomach. Trust me, everybody has side effects. In peace.
I love it.
Let's get into that, because I think you are talking about something that is really, even now, we see the environment we're in. We see that we don't all have the same truth, right?
Right.
When you see what's going on in the news with the police, not all police, but some of the police, they coming with a whole nother truth when they see color, right? They coming with a baggage, right? And depending on that baggage, now we're not talking about those that just coming into a hostile situation have to make a split decision. We're talking about unarmed people. You can see there's no threat, but yet they on cloud 121 coming in 100 miles an hour, using a gun to end the argument, abusing the power. And I really love your piece because it speaks to all kind of relationships: mother, father, son, brother, wife, husband, significant other, community, whatever. Can you speak to, I mean, and this is where we could kind of take people behind the veil from the artist, like what's in their mind when they do this. You're speaking as a pharmacy tech, but you're usually using that platform to make a bigger statement and a bigger point, and the side effects. And am I gonna be judged? My truth. And do I have a safe space to put it out here, even if it's ignorance, even if it's hey, I don't know what you feeling. I'm not in touch with that community. Somebody help me. What made you kind of come in this way to kind of hopefully open up people's eyes to say, hey, we need a safe space to get on the same page. We ain't got to understand everybody, but we got to have that respect and dignity. So I don't have these side effects. I have to consider these side effects. If I say this, is this going to be taken the wrong way? Is it going to be really weird now in this relationship? Or if I do this at work, are we going to be all now tense now? When I just wanted to make sure that you guys understood my heart, where I'm at. Speak to this, man. This is a powerful piece on many levels. Can you kind of like unfold some of that on where you want it to fly to?
Well, it's personal for me. That piece is really about me. Even though I'm a pharmacy tech, I see a psychiatrist and a therapist, right? And the first thing they say is, I got this pill for you. I got this pill. But it's like, you don't even allow me to talk. And then when I do talk, you twist my words around so I can say what you want me to say, So as long as they pushing the pills down, you can't talk. You cannot talk. Because once you start telling your truth, we're going to up your dose. We're going to up this. A pill and a half. 2 pills. Oh, you can't sleep? We got 2 pills for that. Take 2 pills of this and 1 pill of that. By the time you get done with all the side effects, you don't even want to take the medicine because you're not even feeling what you felt. You feeling something totally different. So it's like me being a pharmacy technician, and I see the drugs that's coming in, and I constantly see the same one for depression,
Yeah,
anxiety,
yeah.
suicidal. You know, they're all the ones that I've seen. That's the only thing that I've been pushing lately. And I'm saying, have anybody actually sat down and talked to these people, or really listen to their truth and not make it all about them? So really, the piece was like personal to me. So it kind of hit home. So
Wow.
that's where I got that piece from.
Wow,
Wow.
that's deep right there. That's
Yeah.
deep right there.
That's,
And you know what's interesting too is you expressing but when you because I have a therapist and a psychiatrist too. I know exactly what you're talking about, sis. Trust me, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
And
Mhm.
it's crazy because now that I'm listening to you, when I'm thinking about it, the poetry is how I'm releasing myself.
Yep.
You know what I
Yep.
mean? When I want to say certain things to my psychiatrist or to my therapist and I don't, which we
Mhm.
supposed to, but sometimes I still hold shit back and won't
Right.
say certain things to them. You know what I mean? But
Exactly.
I'll put it in my poetry. That's very interesting. I love it.
Yep.
I
is
I
love
do
it.
the
that a
same
healing for
thing.
you too, Poetless? Like you
It
talk
is.
about, and let me say this too for those tuning in, 443-297-4753. I think I'm glad that there's a courage um, that even both of you mentioned when you talk about therapists or psychiatrists. Let me say this to those listening. Folks, your therapist or psychologist doesn't always have to be somebody when you're in crisis. If you're an
Mm.
artist and you got a lot of stuff you need to work through, sometimes
Mhm.
you need a objective, again, choose wisely on who you talk to and who you
Right,
engage with.
right.
But you need somebody to work through all of that creativity, to work
Mhm.
through something else
Mhm.
too in your relationship, something that objective voice. It's
Right.
This world is really a university, it's a school, and we never
Mm.
stop learning. And
Right.
Right.
so I'm so happy you guys mentioned this because I think some quite often there becomes a stigmatism of that, and we
Right.
are here to tear all of that nonsense down. I just wanted to just kind of highlight some folks out there, man, engage in that stuff. Engage. It's going to help your relationship. It's going to help your communication because a
Absolutely.
Mm.
lot of times we navigate this world and we're going off of how we were raised on our experiences, and we need to grow and evolve on what we're feeling, but we need to grow and evolve on how we're communicating, how we can make
Right.
sure that we're on the same page. We may look out and see the same sky, but we may look at it differently. So that
Right.
is really work that out with your friend, your therapist, whoever.
Right.
Healing. You talk about healing. Is your poetry healing and your book? Because you are when you write, you get in the shoes of these characters, man. Like
I
you're
do. I
really,
do.
it's like, oh my God, you're actually, right there. We can visually see it in the
Right,
writing. And I know
right.
John's going to open up the book here a little bit, but can you talk to us about the healing process of that? And you know what? Please share this interesting story that I had read about, or I don't know if I read or if I heard from you about where you
Mm.
were when you wrote your book. Like it wasn't easy. But go ahead and talk
It
about the healing
wasn't.
process.
It's like, okay, when I write, that's my voice. And I was told I can't talk for the people if I can't talk to the people. So at first,
Mm,
I have to get in touch with myself. I have to talk to the number one
mm,
star of my show. I have to check in with my star player. And like Donny Hathaway, I love him. He's one of my favorite artists because he had a lot of mental issues that nobody really helped cope him through. They just pushed it off.
mhm.
And one of my favorite songs is a song for you. He talks about how he been on every stage. He talked to every people, but when it came down to loving somebody, there was something that he was uneasy about doing. You know,
Hmm,
and
hmm,
that's how I am. Like everybody think my name is Poetless. Like that's my government name. But like, no, my name is Patricia. They're like, who is Patricia? Like, I don't know. Because I will hit you with a poem real quick and tell you to get out my face. That's how we going in it. Like Poetless,
yeah.
that's my superhero. That's my shero. Like, I don't have to be Patricia because, oh, Poetless got you. And as long as I'm entertaining you with, it's like being in a circus. It's like I'm my own ringmaster. I can make people jump through hoops. I can make them laugh. I can make them smile. If I'm on a good day, I can even make them cry. Like clockwork. And that's my healing. Because, oh, okay, so since my feelings are being manipulated, I'm going to do that to somebody else. But it's healing because it's in a positive format. You know, like some people might need that cry, and I say the right thing. They look at me, thank you, I needed it. I know I'm a musician. I got you. Call me Psycho Cleo, whoever you want to call me. I know what you need at that particular moment. You need to smile. I got you. You just want to be serious. Got that too. You want to be silly. I got you. I could be anybody that you want me to be as long as I'm Paul. That's my healing. That's my healing. Now people don't
Wow.
realize that, but that's how I,
It's very interesting that how you talk about that being like almost like an alter ego or your own superhero, because I noticed that's the first thing I noticed about you when I met you. Your confidence. I don't know. To me, your confidence is like when I first heard you spitting your poetry, you know what I mean? I was at a what do you call it? When you go to audition, I was auditioning.
Yeah.
Yeah, he froze. John looks like John froze for a second. Poetless, you guys were at an audition together. Finished, I guess,
Yeah.
when he was talking about.
For what's we at? Was it for Dawn Yell? I think it was for Dawn Yells. I always audition anyway, but I think it was there, and that's when he had asked me to come audition for him for the Spitfires. That day, it's like when anything that I'm up against, that's my go-to because I feel like I can conquer anything. I can conquer anything, and instead of me relying on somebody else to do it, I rely on myself. So I go into myself, and I know it's not good all the time because I always need somebody else there to help, but that's what I go to. I go to Poetless because she's gonna tell me a word or two to help me through. So that's what I do to everybody else.
I'm sorry, guys. I got cut off, but I'm back. But yeah, I noticed that confidence about you, though, Paulus, when I first heard you spit. You know what I mean? I'm sitting out at the at the audition for a shout out to Danielle Butler and Avery.
Yeah, yep.
Because it was her play, right? And where I met both of you guys. And
yep.
I get there, and Paulus was sitting.
Yeah, Danielle is how we all met, man. I'm not thinking about it. God bless you, Danielle.
Yep. See how she bridged all of that? That's crazy, right? That's crazy.
Right.
Brother Avery.
And I'm sitting there, and Poetless went in to do her piece for the audition, and I was sitting there listening. I'm like, oh shit. Like I gotta come, I better go ahead and come with it because I ain't gonna lie, she shocked me. You know what I mean? When I seen that we was talking, and then when she went in, it was like she took off her. It was like Clark Kent to Superman or some shit. Like seriously, when she walked in that room, and I'm sitting out there and I'm listening. You know what I mean? And I'm like, oh shit, you better bring it. Don't come in that plan. You know what I mean? So I definitely knew confidence about you from the jump. From the jump, no fear, you know what I mean?
Nothing.
And I love it. I love it. And
what would you say that I think that's a good point you make, John, in reference to confidence. Before you get into your next piece, Poetless, what would you say about, and you know this to be true, right? You're as artists, you're constantly making sure you can preserve your voice.
Right.
What is your voice? Not what we think it's going to sell. What's this going to be? Because truth of the matter is, those that are really trendsetters, those are the ones breaking out. You can't. There's no cookie cutters, right? God has already made it very clear. No one has the same fingerprints, right?
Nobody.
So your role is really to find your uniqueness and your voice, despite what others may say or think. How do you as an artist be comfortable in your skin, but at the same time keep developing in your own lane in your voice and not let any of the outside noise hinder that growth? You know what I'm saying? Just from a as a female too, just as self-esteem, like what can you speak to it? Was there a journey with that? Was that a wisdom from just within? Is that part of your faith? Is that something your parents instilled in you? What can you speak a little bit to that? Because I think that's important for our artists that are listening.
Right.
They want to have that. They're trying, you know what I mean? Some are better than others, you know, and we embrace everybody, you feel me? Wherever you are. Can you speak a little bit to that?
Well, it started with my mom because everybody know I'm short, and that's like the big thing. And it used to bother me when I was little. That my mother, she broke me out of it. Like she really helped me with that. She was like, "So what? You short? So what? If they don't like it, oh well, you have to be you." And she told me that from day one. So then when I go
Wow.
anywhere, I'm like, "There's nothing that you can do to break my spirit because I already know this. I know this about myself. But you have to stay humble, and a lot of artists they don't. And females have to stay true to that image because everybody know me. I don't curse. You won't see me talking about what I do behind closed doors. No, if my daughter cannot listen to it, then I don't do it. I don't do it. Point blank.
Wow.
And a lot of female artists that I talk to, they feel like they have to be this image, this sex image. No, you don't. I will go to a show with some sweatpants and some Nikes and still be the loudest little thing you will ever see and still get the crowd hype. Point blank. Point
So
blank. I've done it a
I've
couple of
seen her do
times.
it. I've seen her do it. That's right. Yeah.
I've done it a couple of times. But you have to stay true. Once you step out, like when I get on that stage, the only thing that's there is me, God, and my faith. That's about it. I don't care who's in that audience. Oh, it goes. That's where my confidence comes from because the only person at that moment, the only person that I'm trying to better or have like me is myself. I see myself when I look out in the audience.
are you
That's how
so
I
are
stay
you
so confident.
so so this is something you dropping really interesting. In your mindset, even though there could be 10, there could be 1,000, you're saying in your zone, you're serving an audience of one.
Of one, and that's myself.
Wow.
Wow. Damn.
And
It's
being
just
true to who
me.
God created you to be.
Exactly. I don't care if people boo. I don't care if I don't hear all that. After somebody say, "Yo, did you hear what you just said?" Zone out. My fault. But when I feel that
That's
tap, I'm like,
powerful.
yeah, I know I did that. But yeah,
That's
it's on
powerful.
me. From
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that
time they say my name to come perform, I'm already zoned out. I'm already zoned out. And that's when I talk to God and say, all right, God, what you want me to say? I know I wrote this, but I know
Mhm.
you want me to say something else. So when I get on that stage, I'm working for him. I'm his puppet. So I don't
you're
care who's
embracing
in the
your
audience.
you're embracing your gift. You're not waiting for someone else to co-sign it or embrace it. I
If I
think
wait,
that's
if I
freedom right
would do
there.
that, if I would do that, I would never write. Cause I'd be so worried. Oh my God, this person's not gonna like it. That person's not gonna like it. Oh my goodness. Da da da. I ain't got time for all that. I'm not doing it for you. You don't get trophies for that. You only get trophies for making somebody like your stuff. You don't get trophies for that. You don't get acknowledged for that. You get acknowledged for what comes out of your mouth and your talent and what you do with it. So I know at the end of the day, I'm getting praised because I help minister to somebody. I have
Mhm.
one poem that everybody loves. That's Women White Friends, and I have to do that poem. And after I get like 4 women that come to me, oh my gosh, I was going through that. I was like, oh, I'm still healing from it. But now we can heal together. Like I'm working on a book called "Proclaim Your Crown, Sis, Your Throne is Waiting," and I talk about the full armor of God and how I'm going to reclaim my armor because there's something wrong with my label, and I think I need a new tailor to help fit my outfit because I need a whole lot of armor to get through whatever it is that I need to get through. So that's the book
Mm,
that I'm working on next. But that'll be out after Tongue Confession. So I got 2 books and a movie that I'm working on.
wow.
What's the name of the other book? You said Tongue Confessions?
Yeah, Tongue Confessions. Every couple or single person should get this book when it get done. I'm telling you. I'm
That sounds
telling
good.
you. The whole book, all right, the whole thing about Tongue Confession is I'm using myself in it. So I'm going through a phase of abstinence. Everybody know what it is, celibacy, all that, right? But the funny thing about it is like I'm really starting to notice red flags from everybody that I so called date. So it's like things that I've noticed now. I wasn't worrying about it then. So I'm taking everybody through the journey. But in the journey and your relationship, there's stages of intimacy that you have to go through: mental, spiritual, intellectual, emotional. Like all of these work, and it's 10 of them that I'm gonna talk about in the book. But I talk about how I get through them and how you can get through them. So yeah, the book gonna be dope. And I had talked to 4 couples, and I told 4 couples to take that part out the relationship, take the sex part out the relationship. 2 of the couples told me they absolutely knew nothing about their mate besides their first name, their favorite color, and their favorite food. Other than that, they didn't know them emotionally, intellectually, mentally. They didn't know nothing about their mate. So that's why I'm writing the book.
Wow.
Everybody, that book.
Yeah, definitely let
And
us
I'm
know when
turning that
that's done.
into a movie. And I'm going to make that into a movie. I'm already writing the script for that.
And the
Awesome.
other book you have too, you were saying something about proclaiming your, what was it? Proclaiming your.
Proclaim your crown, says your throne is waiting. And that's a pick me up book for all women who's fallen short of the glory, as well as myself, because I call my own, cast my own stones, so nobody won't have to, because my stones are heavy if you're going to throw them at me. So I throw my own. So it just talks about how you can, it's some of the things that that I'm going to talk about that breaks women's spirit, like what society says what beauty is. So that's going to be one of my chapters, beauty. You know, you got to look like a runway model 24/7 just for somebody to even look your way. You know, you can't just be the next girl next door with your sweat clothes on because ain't nobody gonna notice you. And so many women get hooked up into that stereotype. Like you see them, they get breast implants and butt implants and all this other stuff just so society could say you rock. That's about it. Then after society is done with you and you're not looking the way you look in their image of you, they cut the camera off. And then what you do? You in a black light. You nowhere now. No cameras, no lights, no audience, no runway models. It's just you. You're there. And society has moved on to somebody else that they had made and put on the string and started to work on. Then you be stuck. And then you really will be that girl next door that nobody wants. Because you put stuff there emotionally, spiritually. I'm not even talking about physically. But when you're damaged on the inside, it's so hard. And I'm learning that now. You have to work on the inside out. And that's what I'm trying to do. It's not easy. It's hard. But women, I don't know. So that's why I'm writing that book. So that'll help me. Anything that I write, I'm going to learn from before I expect somebody else to learn. So that's
That
where
you
that book
you
will come
you
from.
you giving that woman's worth, and being able to put something out there in the atmosphere that's going to speak to that,
Mm-hmm.
is is important. And like you just said, doesn't inside out. I mean, I think we could. That's something to really kind of digest. What you think, John?
Absolutely. I think it's very powerful. You know, Poetless, you know, you had the ability to encourage and like uplift so many women across the country, really, with just, you know what I mean, with just her poetry and her story and everything, you know, and I believe that we need that. You know, I was just talking to 2 people earlier today. I had a meeting earlier today, and we were talking about some stuff, and it came up, and I got 2 daughters, you know what I mean, 12 and
Right.
9, and I worry that a lot of these young people feel as though that they have to take their clothes off just to be relevant in the world, you know, just to be able to have likes and followers and all, you know,
Yep.
so the social media modeling and all of that stuff. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I just, like I said earlier today to somebody, how do you tell your child 4 or 5 years from now when they looking at a video of mommy's
Mm-hmm.
butt straight out,
Mm-hmm.
no nothing?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
People throwing money on the
Mm-hmm.
floor. How do you explain that? Because I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, how do
Right.
you explain that to your child? Because our children ask
Exactly.
questions. My girls ask me questions every single day, all day long, all day long.
Exactly.
So,
And I and I
Exactly.
think that's a good point you make, John. And I think too, Paul, is what I think really resonates too, or one of the things that resonate is when you are performing your pieces, you
Mm-hmm.
do like touch the crowd. Like, you're amongst all of us. And I think people can feel like it's not like you're putting something on a pedestal. You're speaking, and you feel, what, it doesn't matter the reception. You get down there with the people.
Yep.
You gonna float down there with the people. You gonna speak what you speaking, and those,
Exactly.
those that can hang on, hang on. Those
Yeah.
that can't, it's like water off a duck's back. I gotta keep it moving. I gotta keep it moving. So I think that really, I like that style, man, because it really makes it where people can really feel more vulnerable, know that being vulnerable is not a weakness, it's actually a strength,
Exactly.
and really start to dig in and use this art that you're putting out here to really make some points.
Yep.
Because some of the points that you're making, and I don't know, John, next time you come on, we got to play a video. I think I had a video at one point. It was one you were making. You were talking about our society and where we are, and you were putting this mirror up. I wish I could remember the name of this poem, but go ahead. I guess spit something else for us that kind of speaks to some of that, because one thing people have to know that's tuning in, there's nothing off limits for Patricia. There's nothing off limits for Paul. There's nothing. Whatever you see, you kind of give it in a way that's a teaching, but but it's always a way where we can kind of digest it and actually go look in the mirror and reflect, right? And that's what I love about it. It's never like a point at it. It's just more like, I'm putting this out here.
Right.
Let's all grow together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I be trying to do. That's all I try to do. I just try to lift other people up, because I know in my lifting and me lifting somebody else up, I'm going to lift my own self up too. So it's a healing process for everybody,
Absolutely.
And I'm trying to get out of that. Everybody keeps saying hurt people. And I'm trying to show them that not all hurt people, and that's why I'm trying to change that negative stamina that they have. Like, I hate that. Like, not all hurt people. Some hurt people do try to help other people, and that's what I'm trying to show them. Like, that's what I'm trying to do, uplift somebody else, because I don't want somebody else to go through or feel how I'm doing. So I'm not going to give that negative energy on somebody else, so it can keep bouncing back and forth. Somebody got to be the one to stop it. So why not with me?
Right.
Why not with me?
Right.
So that's how I handle life.
As always, sis, you so deep. You're so deep. I tell you, as always. What else you got? What else you got for us? I know you got some. You got endless stuff, so I don't even know what else you got.
I do have something. Thank you, Beyonce, for telling me that I have to wear my man's t-shirt just for him to come home, or just the scent of his cologne will make me love him a little deeper, or I must dance for him in order to gain his attention. Thank you, Katy Perry, for telling me that I have to smile like this, and I have to be a certain height and a certain size just for society to say you rock. I do believe Maya Angelou was not a size 5. I don't believe she ever intended on becoming a size 5, and yet her words still rang down on anyone who came her way. So thank you, society, for telling me that I'm not good enough to fit in your bubble. I don't like bubbles anyway, because after a while, bubbles pop, and I refuse to be deflated by an image of me that I don't even like myself. I don't pronounce myself in ways to make it less unuseful for you to taste my words. I don't butter down my truth just so you can eat it a little bit easy. You're going to take it like I give it to you, and that's raw and hard. If you don't like it, I can't accept that, society, because for too many years you have been bullying me because you didn't think I fit into your glass bubble. But you didn't make me anyway, so how do you have rights to tell me? I don't believe you have a heaven or hell to put me in. And I think when I get to heaven, I do not believe God's going to look down at my shoes and say, I don't like your red bumps across my clouds. I shall not let you win. I do believe that when I get to heaven, God will take my outer beauty and expose my inner beauty and give me wings. I do believe that. So I say to every little black girl who feel like you have to be half of what you offer society, to be a quarter inch more empathetic to your truth. Knock it out. Maybelline don't need to make your image. You do. Amazon cannot afford as many products just to get your melanin a little darker. We was birthed with that, sis. There's something about that melanin that makes them scared. Do you know they have tested so many people just for them to look like us? And you're complaining about what someone else, a cardboard model that is, says what you're supposed to look like? You are the prototype. You are the prototype. Since if you will go to Africa right now, there will be no silicone because they are birthed like that. So why allow somebody else to tell me that you're not perfect when God has already made you in his image? And I do believe he is perfect. So you are perfect. So what if you're not that size 5? Stretch your size 14 as if it is. Who's going to notice anyway? Be you. That's all I can be. So society, to you and your rules, I say God bless you, because that's not what I'm going to do. In peace.
Yeah, I told you. That's, you know what though, this kind of reminds me of like this definitely is your classroom. Let's just keep it 102 in some way. Talk to us, talk to the viewers too. 443-297-4753. Call in, man. Call in and tell us what you think. That line that you talked about, bullying me and fitting in this glass bubble.
Mm-hmm.
Give us a little. I mean, we get it, right? We get it,
Mm-hmm.
but pull the layers a little bit just from your artistic mind when you were putting that thing to pen or just in thought.
So again, that's something personal. When I was in high school, and I felt like I used to have a real bad eating disorder that nobody knew about. I will make myself throw up afterwards because I felt like I was too fat. Or somebody would say, "You're not tall enough." I never forget, I was going out and I wanted to be on the modeling team. I was like, oh, that's something cool. And I remember when I got to the auditions, they looked at me and they said, oh, you can audition, but you're probably not going to make it. You're not tall enough. You're not what we are looking for. I said, okay, you're not what I'm not what you're looking for. And y'all can correct myself, but yeah, you have men that's supposed to be, well, boys to be young men walking in high heels like women, but I'm not what you're looking for though. But that's what you're looking for. Okay. And then through my ninth grade year, I always heard this, oh, well, you're not this or you're not that. We're not looking for that. So then I'm like, that's why I said, you're not going to keep putting me in the glass bubble because bubbles popped. After a while, I just lost it. I'm like, okay, I'm not good for anybody. And that really messed up my self-esteem. So I'm like, you're not going to keep bullying me. Okay, wear makeup. I don't like wearing makeup. Everybody knows me. Like, I refuse to wear makeup. I may wear it every now and then, but it's not a thing like, oh my gosh, I need makeup. No. You either going to take it like it is. If you don't, oh well, God bless you. But I know when I look in the mirror, I like what's looking back at me. So I don't care. And it's sure enough, not a whole lot of Maybelline or a whole lot of all the other ones. So I really don't care. I don't really care. And I'm trying to get so many women to notice themselves like, sis, you are so beautiful what God gave you. You don't have to look like a Beyonce lookalike. You don't have to have a J-Lo booty, as they say. Embrace what you have. Everybody is not meant to be one size, or everybody's not meant to be light skinned. Everybody's not meant to be this. You have to love what you have. Until you do that, nobody's going to love you. Society does not love anybody. They really don't. Because the prettiest girls, I tell you, they cry the most. Because it's a facade that they have to put up 24/7. You have women that sleep in makeup. Where are you going, sis, at 2:30 in the morning? Besides rolling over on the other side of the bed. That's crazy.
We have a caller.
I think we do have a caller. Yes. Hello.
Yo ho ho.
Hey, how you doing, caller?
I'm good. How y'all doing today?
Good, hey, pretty good. You on the Spitfire show, brother. What's your question or comment for Poetless?
So, hello, Miss Shakespeare. This is Exoskeleton. I'm just just chiming in, just say, hey, I'm proud of you, young lady. She's a awesome as person. I had the pleasure of working with her, and she's a rare gem that's right here right now. Like, she don't let the hype fool you. She always catch a big shadow wherever she goes at. So I'm very proud of her.
Thank you. For anybody who don't know, that's my producer, my listening ear. Like, that's the homie right there. That's the homie. I can go to him for anything. Like the shirt that I got on, the Poetless Shakespeare shirt. I was trying to find my other shirt, but I couldn't find it. But yeah, EXO, he's part of the guild. That's with him, Brian, and Certity. When I say, whenever I'm in the dojo, we call the studio, I have to make. That's where my bars come from, because he challenged me. When I get into that dojo or the studio, he looks at me like, "Oh, we great do this." And when I say we go hardcore, back to back bars, nothing less than perfection. So when I come out there and I swing like I'm Mike Tyson or Layla Ali, that's where I get it from. I get it from my team. Brian Lyrics, like, I have to keep up. Like, that's my team right there. I have to keep up with them. And everywhere I go, I make sure I represent them to the fullest. So that's why you will never see me ever out of order, because that's what I represent. That's what I represent. It's like so many guys, so many.
Yeah, I feel like I got to compete against you at the time.
Right.
I'm saying that. I was listening like early. I was listening to everything you're saying. I'm just looking at my phone like, yeah, see. Now I gotta pull my pad and start writing. And how I do? Like, yeah, I feel the fire, I feel the pressure. Now I gotta step it up. Thanks a lot.
EXO, do you find that even that family kind of community that you guys have helps you to kind of grow in your art as well?
Definitely. Like, listening to Poetless, even when I first heard of on Brian Lyrics' album, just listening to her delivery and how she does it, like, her every time she does a poem, thinking to myself like, yo, did you write that? She's like, no, I freestyled. I'm like, I'm a good at, I could write my ass off. That's made no question about it. But my freestyling is not as good as it should be or used to be. And I just be listening to her like, yo, I need to, like, I gotta get back into that. So it's like iron sharpens iron. Being around her helps polish, this weapon that I am. And it's like, for some reason, whenever it's that time to either perform or even jump on the track, I have to go into a certain mode, because I know it's friendly competition. None of us are aware of it, but we just know we got to R whoever's on the track with us. And Poetless is definitely one of those people that if you hear her name, like, all right, we're doing the track with Poetless, I got to step it up. All right, so I can't be lazy on my rhyming. Like, either like, I try to ask her like, yo, what you writing? I don't know what you writing. Like, come on, that's not how this goes. You got to tell me first. Like, I'm not just going to come in blind like that. So it's empowering. Being in the atmosphere with creative minds and stuff like that, and just seeing the process of how she works, how she operates. It's a amazing experience.
I think we definitely feel that, because I remember one time she was doing. I didn't know her work like that, and she was doing a freestyle. Now, mind you, I swore that was written and but it was off the cuff, and then she may let you know it was freestyle because she started picking up stuff in the audience. Give me a word, give me this, and I was like, "What in God's green earth?" You know what I'm talking about?
I got that wordplay. That's
that wordplay. Give me this.
The wordplay.
And it was, and she was weaving it into a message that she was trying to get across at that moment. So at that point, we were just like, "Is somebody please press record? Put this on the album or something." Did the mama press record? Did she know to work that iPhone? Like, let's get this. Let's get it. Appreciate you, EXO, for that.
Definitely.
No problem.
Appreciate
no
problem.
But,
EXO is also a to you guys. Awesome.
Yes, he is definitely the man.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
I try, like right now, currently in my stage, that's my main area. As far as my art is concerned, but the music is still there. But I just stopped in to say, hey, Poetless, you're doing an awesome job. I'm enjoying the show. I'm gonna slide
Thank
back
you,
on
dude.
y'all finish enjoying yourselves.
Thanks,
Much love,
dude.
brother.
Calling in, man. Appreciate you, bro.
Hey, no problem, no problem. Thank you.
All right. Wow. Yeah, man. That's crazy because, like I said in the beginning, man, I noticed that about Poetless when I first met her. She got that like roughness about her. Like she don't care. She'll go in with it. It could be like it could be 5 guys doing poetry or rapping, and she'll go right up in there and just get in the
Yep.
mix. You know what I mean?
I
That's
sure
what
will.
I love about it. That's what I love about it. I really do. Let's see. Let's get one more time for just one last. I know the people want to hear one more for you before we get out of here.
All right, so I guess I'm gonna do my most famous poem that everybody loves, Woman, Wife, Friend. All right.
What's it called again?
Woman, Wife, Friend.
Okay.
I shouldn't be surprised that my beginning was his end. After all, we were just friends. So in my world, I was his girl to be his wife, saying things like, "It's so many years in a woman's life." So I gave him 3. Yet he had the audacity to step to me on this Darnell Jones. He don't know where he wanna be. He hit me with a forehead kiss, saying life was a journey. He was ready to explore it. He left me pissed. You see, to me, he was a fake preacher on a pulpit. And all this time I spent mad at him, I should have been mad at myself. Because after all, I was the one who gave him the key to my house. Let him hang clothes in my closet just in case we go out. Let him finish off the leftovers so the food don't go cold. Wash his dirty drawers just to make a full load. And though I showed him more support than his own mother, brother, father, sister, yet those same people dial my number when he come up missing. Got things in my house that's off limits, like his side of my bed, have total control to the TV, DVD, and the radio. And all this time I stayed in that capacity. I should have just acted as if this breakup was just one of them things, and maybe I wouldn't have been so devastated. And all this time I'm doing this is for an average dude that had me thinking maybe I'm just the average chick. And though I may do it again, you may call me crazy, but I promise you the next time I'm going to do it from my husband, not the dude I call my friend. In peace.
Ah! Damn, what an awesome way to Lord have mercy. Poetless, sis, I love you. I appreciate you. My goodness, man.
Wash your own drawers out there, y'all. Wash your own drawers. I'm sorry. Wash your own drawers.
That's right, because I ain't trying to make no full loads. Don't eat up all my leftovers.
We gotta have her back on. We gotta get her back on. All right. Like I said, guys, get my sister's book, DNA. It's available on Amazon. You want to go and pick that up as soon as possible. My next show for May 12th, we're gonna have Kiana Roy and Lakeisha Love Don Atkins, who are other wonderful poets. Get that book, y'all. I'm telling you, you won't be disappointed. I have not finished it, but I have not finished it, but I will say it's interesting how is in there. It's very interesting. Yeah.
You have to finish. I already wrote book 2. I already wrote book 2. Book 2 is finished, so you have to finish book 1 because book 2 is done.
To DNA.
Yes, DNA 2, the results is done. It is finished. Finished.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate you guys being here tonight. Y'all please be safe. You know, I love both you guys, man. I appreciate you guys.
Nothing but love.
Absolutely, all the time. I'll see y'all next time. Poetless, we gotta have you back.
Yeah, definitely. Just let me know. You know, I'm gonna make the time to be here.
Absolutely. Y'all be safe out here.
All right.
Y'all be blessed now.
All right.
Wipe your tears. Wipe your tears. Go check that out. Amazon.
Hey, how you doing? Oh, I can't complain, but I'm still a black man, I live in a land, I built things by hand. Our families were taken, our identities mistaken. Hundreds of years we shed many tears. Although it appears that our culture doesn't respect the tradition we left. And the wisdom was stolen, placed by linoleum, floors from the windows to the walls, to the